Hello, Wayne artists. Welcome to another week of drawing. We are going to be combining some lines, patterns, shapes, and colors this week in another fall themed lesson. So I'm going to go step by step with you. Again, we'll keep it nice and easy, easy for you to follow along. And I'm really excited to see what you come up with. Remember, I need you to take a photograph of your artwork when you're done and upload it into the assignment. Please don't put it in the stream. If you put it in the stream, sometimes it gets pushed down and I don't see it. So if you put it with your assignment, that way I can look at it. I can use the rubric that we've been talking about. Kindergarten, we're not using that, but everybody else we are. And that way I can return it to you. And if I return it to you, it means I have seen it. I have given you my little number on the rubric, and it goes back to you so it can go into your assignments that are finished. So stay tuned. I will do a step-by-step drawing with you to combine some of our elements of art in a new fall theme for the week. All right, artists, I have my sketchbook, or again, if you don't have your sketchbook, a plain piece of paper. I'm holding mine vertically right now. You can hold it either way. We're going to draw a big leaf, a leaf kind of filling the space of our paper. And I mean, you can do any bunch of leaves that you feel comfortable with. You could do a very simple leaf. I'm gonna just do some you can do a shape like that. You can do a more complicated leaf. It's like a curvy leaf. Has like edges like this. It comes down to a stem. That's a little bit crazier. You could try to draw a maple leaf. You can go get a leaf outside and bring it in and take a look at it and draw from what you see. I'm gonna draw a little bit of a curvy leaf today for you, but again, whatever you feel comfortable with. And then we're gonna break it up. We're going to put some patterns in it, and then I'm going to tell you about a specific kind of color combination that I want you to think about this week. So what I'm gonna do first is use my pencil just in case I make any mistakes while I'm sketching my leaf out. And then I actually grabbed a black Sharpie to use. You don't have to use one. If you don't have one, that's fine. Or if you want to use a black colored pencil or a black crayon, just to make some of the lines a little bit bolder. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start here, and I'm just gonna do like a curvy line on either side. This is not going to be perfect, ladies and gentlemen. Leaves are not easy to draw. They are typically somewhat symmetrical. So I'm kind of drawing that same shape over here and in. Okay. I'm getting a little bit closer into the sides. Actually, I want to make that one go a little further out. See why I do it in pencil? I can erase. Curve it in. I might just do another curvy line into kind of a big stem. Okay, not perfect, but I kind of like the shape of that. It looks kind of cool. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to draw some veins in my leaf. The veins are the lines that you'll see. If you go outside and find a leaf, you'll see that they have these lines connecting into the center. That's actually how they get their food. They get their water through the veins. Like we have our blood in our veins, they have water through their veins. And you'll always see veins in a leaf. So I am gonna divide my leaf up a little bit. Okay, and I had it go into part of the stem there. You generally will see them coming from the edges. They don't have to be perfectly meeting each other. The more you break it up, the more sections you have. Let's see. The other one here. Maybe one more here. All right. That's fine. Again, mine's not perfect. I have some veins going on. I have all these different sections now. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna trace all this with my Sharpie. or if you have a black pencil, if you want to use. And then I'm gonna go in to some of these sections and draw some Zentangles, or basically repeated patterns or lines or shapes in some of these sections just to give it some interest, but I might leave some of them blank. So I want you to bear with me. I'm gonna, I'll do a little bit in regular time and then I will speed it up just so I don't take the entire video of me drawing, because it takes time, as you know. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to trace everything. My Sharpie being a little picky against the pencil. I was hoping this was a relatively new Sharpie. So use what you have at home. If you don't have a Sharpie, don't worry about it. Leave it in pencil. It's fine. Again, guys, I'm a lefty, so I'm going to cover my work while I'm tracing. I'm also kind of leaning out of the way of my camera, so my tracing is not perfect, but you get the idea. This just makes it bolder for me to see it. Actually like this leaf. That'd be a cool leaf to find outside. And then I'll do some veins. And you can do even more veins if you want to get even more detailed. Have smaller sections, that's fine. This is your project for the week. Have fun with it. I know some of you will message me and ask me if you can do more than one leaf. Yes, you may. It's fine to just do one. If you want to do more than one, go for it. I don't like this line here, so I'm not going to keep that. And I'm actually going to go this way. Oops, that's okay. So I'm going to erase things that I did not trace over. Some of my tracing was a little sloppy, but that's all right. That's why we erase. Make a mistake, don't worry about it. Just keep going. So again, we've talked about Zentangles a lot the past couple of years in my classes, but I'll review. A Zentangle is a black and white pattern, or kind of a black and white repeated line design. However, you can color them. So like if you have a coloring book at home, like an adult coloring book that has a lot of small, tiny spaces to color, those are usually Zentangles. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a couple of sections for you, and then I will speed it up, and then we'll slow the video down again so I can talk about the special color arrangement I want you to do, and then speed it up again. So as many of you know, I love repeating circles, and I'm not being completely perfect here. I'm getting very close to each other, but it's not perfect. So with Zentangles, sometimes you want to have an even amount of black and white space, and sometimes you want to have some dark areas. So you can see when you're looking right now, even though I just did circles, it makes this section look darker than every other section, right? So now what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to just kind of follow some stripes, some lines, kind of curving them around. You can hear my dog's collar. Here she comes. She needs to be with me at all times, so you'll hear her right behind me. If you wanted to, you know, you could use your marker or black pencil and color some of these sections black. That gives you contrast. Contrast is giving you differences in color or shade. Okay. So I like how I'm kind of going on every other one. Maybe this one I want to do some spirals. I'm kind of connecting them. You get the idea. So I'm going to finish a few more sections with my black marker in time lapse, and then I'll come back to you. All right. All right, so here is my leaf design. I have some Zentangles, some really basic Zentangles, black and white patterns in some of my sections of my leaf. I did a little detail of dots around the white sections just because I wanted a little bit of, just a little bit of design in those. So I want you guys to go backwards and find your color wheel that you made. And this is just gonna help us. I'm gonna have to turn my camera for a second. So, okay. So my color wheel, I started with red here, but it doesn't matter what you started with. Basically, I wanna talk to you about a certain color story. So when we talk about analogous colors, we're talking about colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. So I'm going to have you pick 3 analogous colors. They can be primaries and secondaries, or if you're crazy, you can do, if you're feeling wild, you can do a primary, a tertiary, and a secondary. So they just need to be near each other on the color wheel. My 4th graders, who are now 5th graders, my 4th graders last year, did this when we did the OWL project. But not everybody was here. Not everybody was my student in 4th grade. So we're going to review and do this again. So I want you to pick 3 colors. If you're picking just primaries and secondaries, an example would be red, violet, and blue. Okay, see how they're kind of following each other on the color wheel? Or if I wanted red to be one and I wanted violet to be one, but I don't want blue, I could do red, violet, and orange because they are kind of next to each other here. If you wanted red, orange, yellow, that's fine. If you wanted orange, yellow, green, that's fine. Yellow, green, blue, violet. So 3 that are kind of following each other on the color wheel. Again, same thing. If you're going to use one of these tertiaries, they just need to be kind of connecting your primary and secondary. So you pick red and violet, you're gonna pick red, violet as your 3rd. Does that make sense? I hope so. So basically, I'm gonna take, all right, sorry about that. I'm going to take my twistables. I'm going to pick 3 analogous colors that I would like to use. So let me see here. I think I am gonna pick the orange, the red, and the violet. So orange, red, and violet. And I'm gonna take these 3 and I'm gonna turn back to my leaf and I am going to color it. I'm gonna color each section a different one of my analogous colors. So I'll fast forward and color and I will come back to you at the end. Okay, so I finished coloring. I wanted to review a couple of the terms that we discussed today. I said we were using different lines. We created patterns using lines. We created Zentangles using the patterns and lines. The black and white designs in here are called Zentangles. And analogous colors are when we have 3 similar colors that are kind of following each other on the color wheel. So I can't wait to see your analogous color leaf design with pattern, Zentangles, and lines.